Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about how LeBron James, quote-unquote, injury, his groin injury, his phantom injury, comes at the perfect time, right? LeBron James always lines these things up, man. You think it's a coincidence, guys? Not a coincidence that he had an injury at this point in time during the season. We've talked many times on this channel about how easy the Lakers' schedule has been this season, right? They're playing all these home games. They play a lot of weak teams. And now when the Lakers' schedule is going to get a little difficult, LeBron James decides to, miss 2 weeks with some groin injury. This is what we're talking about, guys. This is what LeBron James always does. This is why someone like Uncommon Sense calls him the duck, because he likes to duck the smoke. And LeBron James is ducking the Lakers' hard schedule right now when they got to play a bunch of back-to-backs, guys. And we're going to break it down in this video. LeBron James, quote-unquote, injury comes at the perfect time, right when the Lakers' schedule seems to start getting a little bit difficult, right? And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled by all the support, man. It really means a lot, guys. So much respect to everybody in the membership out there. Like I said, thank you very much, guys. The true basketball fans that continue to stand up and support my channel. Thank you very much. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to talk briefly in this video about LeBron James and his quote-unquote injury, his groin injury that came at the perfect time, right? It's perfect timing for LeBron James, right when the Lakers' schedule seems to get a little bit difficult, right? They're going through probably the toughest part of their schedule. LeBron James out for 1 to 2 weeks, man, with the groin injury. And, it's funny, you listen to LeBron James in the post-game press conference in the locker room, and he's downplaying it. Oh, yeah, not that bad, it's nothing, day-to-day and blah, 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 and no one's really concerned about the groin injury. Once again, they're downplaying it. And now LeBron James is saying is out 1 to 2 weeks with this groin injury. Now, when you guys think about the Lakers' schedule this season, what have we been talking about this year? We've been talking about and highlighting that the Lakers are often playing a lot of home games. They're playing the tough teams at home, right? They haven't even played many tough teams overall, right? And I read through the schedule the other day. I did a video on this, right? And I read off all the wins that they had against the top 10 teams in the league, guys. And we came out with a 10-13 record. The Lakers are under 500 against the better teams in the NBA, guys. And against the bottom half teams in the NBA, this is where they've accumulated most of their wins from. 25, 26, 27 of their 40 wins, guys, have come from the bottom feeding teams. The worst teams in the league. And we went over that. And that's the facts. And like we've said, they've been getting help from the free throw line. They've been getting help with the personal fouls. And they've gotten help with the schedule. Their schedule has been favorable at best, guys. Favorable. I think we can all agree on that. And now what do you get? You have LeBron James going down with a groin injury, a quote-unquote groin injury that a lot of us don't really believe in. And why don't we believe in LeBron James' injury? Because LeBron James has a reputation of being a load manager. He has a reputation of ducking games, right, against certain teams, against certain opponents. LeBron James will all of a sudden come up hobbled. LeBron James will play 39, 40 minutes in a game, right? He'll be flexing on people. He'll be doing all these stupid celebrations. Right? He'll be doing these dunks, these stupid tomahawk dunks. And then he'll miss the next game with ankle soreness. It doesn't make any sense. You didn't see LeBron James limping out there on the court. They didn't report anything about LeBron James aggravating his ankle or that LeBron James was battling through the pain all game long. They never reported any of this stuff. And then all of a sudden, the next game, LeBron James out. LeBron James day-to-day with ankle soreness. Ankle soreness out of nowhere. Where? He just played 40 minutes last night and was jumping around like a goofball. Right? He was doing all these weird handshakes. He had energy for all that stuff, but then the next game, he's out with ankle soreness. So these are the kinds of things that we've talked about with LeBron James. He just misses games to miss games. No legit injury, LeBron James is out. So you don't have the benefit of doubt. We won't give you the benefit of the doubt if you're legit injured. So if you show up to work every day, right, and you go out there and you give that effort, then when you miss a game, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll be like, damn, it must have been a real serious thing for so-and-so to be out of this game because he never misses games. Yeah, I remember Bill Walton talking about Ron Harper in one of the games I was watching And he said, you know it's got to be something serious if Ron Harper's missing the game. Because Ron Harper's a warrior. He battles through injuries and pain all the time. You develop a reputation. So people will give you the benefit of the doubt. They're not going to say, oh, Ron Harper was lollygagging or Ron Harper was load managing, because he's never done that. He hasn't developed a reputation of doing that. LeBron James has developed a reputation. He earned this reputation of being a load manager, as being a flopper. So that's why we laugh when he tries to get in the face of Stephen A. Smith and act like a tough guy, but you ain't got no energy for the other problems out there, right? You ain't got no energy for some other people who get in your face, right? You pick and choose when you want to make these battles. And once again, you try to act like a tough guy, but every other time we watch you on the basketball court, you go flying into the stands, you're rolling around on the floor holding your head for minutes at a time. So how tough are you really? You're not tough. Once again, you've been exposed time and time again through the video footage. We did the live show yesterday. Shout out to everybody who came through the live yesterday. Once again, shout out to the czar of the video footage, AOH. He put that clip of LeBron James flopping against Jason Tatum. That's a classic LeBron James flop right there. Fling his head all the way back. I mean, the man almost hyperextends his back, right? Almost probably hurts himself trying to flop for a foul call. It's insane to me. That's probably where he hurt his groin, when you're out there trying to draw these fouls and do all this flopping. I tell you, these guys put themselves at risk more trying to draw fouls and flop than they just play the damn game. So LeBron James is now out 1 to 2 weeks, guys, right, with a groin injury. Whether it's legit or not is irrelevant, because once again, the timing is everything for LeBron James, the timing of these things. So if you look at the Lakers schedule, guys, right, and we've been talking about this, the Lakers schedule has been favorable. However, if you look at their schedule over the next, I don't know, 8 to 10 games, let's say, or 6 to 10 games, let's say, they have, I think they have 4 back-to-backs coming up, guys. 4 back-to-backs coming up. But not only do they have back-to-backs coming up, they're also having back-to-backs against quality teams, against quality opponents. And LeBron James don't want to be there. So he just happens to get a groin injury when the Lakers have 4 back-to-backs coming up. They have back-to-backs coming up against some formidable teams, against some elite individual players that LeBron James doesn't like playing against for some reason. Now, I reported in that video the other day that the Los Angeles Lakers have not played the Milwaukee Bucks a single time this season, guys. Not one single time. And we all know that Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the best players in the league. He's been one of the top 3 to 5 players in the NBA over the last, I don't know, 6 years or so. Go 5 or 6 years. He's been a top 3 player in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And we all know that LeBron James likes to pick and choose opponents. The Milwaukee Bucks over the last 5 or 6 years were usually known as a very tough and scrappy defensive team. Now, they've fallen off over in recent memory. You bring in Damian Lillard, who doesn't really add to your defense. You get rid of guys like Jrue Holiday, the Chris Middletons, and, some of these other guys that they've lost over the last 4 or 5 years or so. But the Milwaukee Bucks were known as a scrappy, hard-nosed defensive team led by their anchor, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's also one of the great players, a superstar player in the league. So LeBron James has been known to duck out on, teams like the Milwaukee Bucks and guys like Giannis. So it just so happens, guys, if you look at the schedule, this is how it's lining up. Now, they played the New York Knicks. They won in overtime. Then they played the Boston Celtics. They lost to the Boston Celtics handily. We talked about that the other day. LeBron James goes down with the groin injury. Now, over their next, 7, 8 games, they play the Brooklyn Nets. We all know that's a laugher. The Brooklyn Nets are one of the worst teams in the NBA. They have been one of the worst teams in the NBA. What happened to Kevin Durant? Thought Kevin Durant was going to go to Brooklyn and, revitalize that franchise. But whatever, that's another story for another day. So they have the Brooklyn Nets next, right? They're in Brooklyn. No big deal. But listen to this schedule after that, guys. They're at Milwaukee, and then they're at Denver. Those are back-to-backs, guys. That's a back-to-back. 2 nights, back-to-back. They're playing at Milwaukee and then at Denver, guys. Back-to-back games against 2 of the better quality teams in the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Denver Nuggets. Right? So the Los Angeles Lakers, I believe, are 1-1 against the Denver Nuggets this season. They've played them twice. They've won 1 and they lost 1. They've never played against the Milwaukee Bucks at all this season. And we all know that the Denver Nuggets have been the kryptonite to LeBron James and the Lakers over the last 3 years or so. Right? I believe they've eliminated them out of the postseason 2 of the last 3 seasons. So the Denver Nuggets are, like I said, kryptonite for LeBron James and the Lakers. They just can't seem to beat them. We all know that Nikola Jokic is usually the best player on the court when they match up. Guys like Jamal Murray have stepped up against the Los Angeles Lakers and been big time, have big time shots. So when you think about it that way, this is what we're talking about. LeBron James exposing himself by ducking out on the back-to-back against Milwaukee and Denver. He don't want to go a back-to-back against two formidable teams, against two superstar players in Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic. So he's ducking out with the groin injury. Then they have I think they have 2 days off after that. And then they have Phoenix. They're home for Phoenix. And then they have a back-to-back, home at Phoenix and then home for San Antonio. So these aren't two formidable teams, but it's a back-to-back nonetheless. So you play the Phoenix Suns, and then the next night you turn around and play the San Antonio Spurs at home. Once again, neither one of these teams are in the play-in or in the, I don't believe they're in the play-in. Maybe the Spurs might be the last play-in spot. I'm not sure. I know that the Phoenix Suns right now are not in the play-in. I believe they're one spot out of the play-in. So these are not two of the most formidable teams. But like I said, it's a back-to-back that LeBron James is ducking out on. Then after that, they have another day or two off in between. And then they're at home for Denver and Milwaukee again, guys, back-to-backs. So what do you see here? They have to play the Denver Nuggets and the Milwaukee Bucks 2 times each, and those are both in back-to-back nights, back-to-backs. There's no rest in between, back-to-back. Milwaukee, Denver on the road, then you got Phoenix, San Antonio at home, and then you got Denver, Milwaukee back-to-back at home. This is the schedule that they have. And then they have, I think, another day off. Then they have another back-to-back. So the next 10 games that the Lakers have on their schedule, this next 10 games that's coming up, is a formidable stretch for the Lakers. Not necessarily just the teams that they're playing, but the back-to-backs, how many games they have to play in so many nights. And this is what we're always talking about with the other great players in past eras. These guys played back-to-backs, 3 games in 4 nights, way more often than the star players do today. They've made the schedule easier for these guys. They've made it softer for these guys. They've made it more manageable for these guys. Whereas back in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, they were doing way more back-to-backs, way more often. Those are just the facts, guys. I saw a stat out there that showed how many back-to-backs the 1996 72-win Bulls played in comparison to the 2000, I believe, in 16 Warriors and their 73 wins, and how many back-to-backs they played that season. And I believe the Chicago Bulls played 4 more back-to-backs during that season than the Golden State Warriors did. So once again, in a tougher era of NBA where it's more physical and you're actually getting beat more, they actually had to do more back-to-backs under those, harsh conditions. When today, like I told you, the standards are lowered. The game is softer and less physical. So shouldn't these guys be able to play more back-to-backs more often? They're not getting as beat physically. But for some reason, guys back in the day, under harsher conditions, under a more physical NBA, where you're getting beat on more often, those guys had to play more back-to-backs. So the standard was higher for those guys. This is what I'm always telling you guys. The standard was higher for the players in the past. It's just the way it was, guys. The standard was just higher. So, as you guys can see, LeBron James' injury, his quote-unquote injury, comes at the perfect time. So LeBron James fails to play 82 games again this season, and now it looks like he's barely going to play 75 games. I don't even know if he's going to play 75 games. We know that he's missed already 4 games this season for whatever reason with soreness. So think about that. He's already missed 4 games this season with soreness. No injuries, just soreness. So it wasn't like you were on pace for playing all 82 and now you go down with the groin injury. You've already lollygagged. Remember LeBron James just disappeared and no one knew where he was? He just left the team. He was just gone. This is what he does. He just needs to take days off. He needs to go get some more chemicals, right? He just needs to take rests. But they want to celebrate his longevity and his durability. It's laughable, guys, for this man to play 22 years by missing 15, 20 games almost every season over the last 7-8 years, guys. This man's missing a whole bunch of games. So I'm not impressed with LeBron James. And now his injury comes at a time when the Lakers have to play 3-4 back-to-backs, guys, in the next 10-12 games. LeBron James ain't going to beat it for them back-to-backs. But you want to put this man the same level as Michael Jordan? It's laughable. What Michael Jordan was doing on both sides of the ball, playing back-to-backs, 3 games in 4 nights, on sore knees, pushing through pains. LeBron James ain't never sniffed those kinds of things. He just won't do it. He hasn't done it. And that's why he'll never be able to shine the shoes of a Michael Jordan or any of these other all-time greats that, once again, were held to higher standards. You guys think it's a coincidence that LeBron James goes down with a groin injury when this tough stretch of the game is going on? Of the season is going on? You guys think it's a coincidence that LeBron James went out the game early against Boston when they were getting beat handedly? Because what's LeBron James' mindset? His mindset is this. The Lakers were playing the game. It was the third quarter. They were down by 15 points. And the fourth quarter comes. They're still losing. They're not making the comeback, it doesn't look like. So what does LeBron James do? LeBron James goes out with like 6 minutes to go so that he can say, and his fans can say, the media can say, hey, man, the Lakers could have came back and beat the Celtics, but LeBron James got hurt at the end of the game. Right? They can say that. They'll make that claim now. LeBron James can say, oh, we would have had a chance to come back, but, I got hurt at the end of that game, and, the team wasn't able to come through. Meanwhile, the Lakers actually made a rally without LeBron James. They didn't get worse because he got left out the game, and the game got out of hand. They actually went on a run like they always do when LeBron James goes out. Lakers make a rally. Luka Doncic is leading the way. They cut the lead to 4 before the Celtics eventually pull away and win the game. Now because LeBron James got hurt, left the game, all of a sudden the Lakers go on a run, they got improved. So it wasn't like, oh, LeBron James left and it got worse. It got better for them. But LeBron James needed that built-in excuse. Oh, I wasn't there, so our winning streak was broke, but I missed the game. I was out there and missed the last 6-7 minutes of the game. So it gives LeBron James a what? An excuse, guys. That's all LeBron James is ever looking for is excuses. Just like his fans are always looking for an excuse, all the media members, they're always giving LeBron James some kind of excuse. And now this groin injury will be the latest excuse from LeBron James and the media and all his soft, corny fans out there, man. The injury comes at the perfect timing. This exposes LeBron James yet again as not being a true competitor and not being tough. You're tough enough to get in Stephen A. Smith's face, but you're not tough enough to go out there and push through pain. You're not tough enough to go out there and play the all 82 games every season. You're not tough enough to do these things. You're not. You'll go out there and play 37, 38, 39, 40 minutes a night, LeBron James. But then you're going to turn around and talk about, oh, my groin injury. Oh, I got a sore foot. I got a sore ankle. Michael Jordan played 37 minutes a night, guys, on bad knees all season long, while giving more effort on defense than LeBron James has given in 10 seasons, guys. No excuse for Michael Jordan. And once again, he didn't have an Anthony Davis on his team. He didn't have a Luka Doncic on his team. None of this stuff. He wasn't playing in a soft era of NBA. Nope. Michael Jordan still went out there, played the back-to-backs, all that stuff. LeBron James out here ducking back-to-backs, guys. You think it's a coincidence that he's ducking a road back-to-back with Milwaukee, Denver, guys? That's not a coincidence, man. And maybe he'll show up. Maybe he won't be out the 1 to 2 weeks. Let's see what LeBron James does. Because if he ducks out all these games, once again exposed. Dude, you're a coward, you're a clown, you're a goof. And this is why no one respects you. But you'll play the 65-game minimum so you can make that cheesy All-NBA third team that no one respects. All-NBA third team. It's an absolute joke, guys. But you're going to duck out on the Milwaukee, Denver. 2 Milwaukee, Denver back-to-backs, guys. 2 on the road, and then they have a back-to-back at home. Denver, Milwaukee. So they got 4 back-to-backs, guys, in the next 12 games. 4 back-to-backs. Denver, Milwaukee, Phoenix, San Antonio, Denver, Milwaukee again. And then they have another back-to-back with some teams at the end of the month, I believe. So LeBron James' injury comes at the perfect time because that's what it always does. Everything for LeBron James is calculated, man. He ducks out on certain matchups, right? You guys know the deal. These are the facts, man. This is what he always does. This is LeBron James' MO, guys. So go look at the schedule, guys. Go look at the schedule. We've been talking about it all year. The Lakers schedule's been easy, nothing going on. Now when it's starting to get hard, it's starting to get tough. It's a little formidable. There goes LeBron James with the groin injury. You guys know the deal, man. These are the facts, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.